Hello everybody, this is teacher Luke. I hope everybody is okay and safe. Unfortunately, we cannot go to school yet, but we can study online. How can we do that? I will send you videos like this every week, and I will ask you some questions at the end of the lesson. After that, next week, we are going to answer the questions together and we will study like this. I hope everybody can understand what I am saying and everybody will study well. Don't play so much game. Please study with me sometimes. Okay? Perfect. Let's get started. So let me put my video over here so you can see. Okay. So our first topic is electricity. What is an electricity? Electricity is basically we use every day in our life. What kind of examples I can give you? For example, your TV, your mobile phones, your tablets, your fridge at home, oven or microwave, these kind of things. Even light is works with electricity, right? If we don't have electricity, what happens? We cannot have light in the evening. We cannot watch TVs. We cannot use microwaves like this, right? Okay, so electricity is an energy. So we are going to talk about the sources of energy. Our electricity comes from power stations. In power stations, the wheels of blades called turbines in generators are spun to generate electricity. What does it mean? Let me tell you. This is a turbine, okay? So this is a turbine, and these are called blades, okay? So this one is spinning. Spinning means is turning like this, turning, okay? Spinning so fast so that we can have electricity. This is how we have energy, how we have power in power stations. And these are called actually generators, okay? Generators over here. Let's look at an example. A turbine of a generator. This is a picture of a turbine of a generator, okay? And this is the generators in a power station. So in power stations, they have so many generators so that they can produce electricity for the people who are living in their houses. They send the electricity to houses, they send to schools, hospitals, any kind of buildings you can think of. Why do they do that? Because if we don't have electricity, we cannot basically survive, right? We use electricity, even in your phone, right? You use electricity. How do you use that? You charge your phone, right? You charge your phone with electricity. So let's continue with the next one. Next one is going to be the power stations. How do they send the the energy to our houses? So the electricity produced from power stations is carried through cables across our country to our homes, schools, and factories. What do I mean by that? Look at this. Do you know these? These are called pylons. This one. Okay? So pylons have Cables, do you see the cables? I'm drawing a line through the cables. You see that? So these are the cables. The cables carry the energy, the electricity, so that we can have electricity at home, or schools, or factories, hospitals, many kind of buildings, like I told you before, right? So let's say this is the power station, okay, with generators. They produce electricity in the power stations. And then through the cables, they send the electricity. And violence send the electricity through cables to power pole. The power pole is usually next to our house, close to our house. And from the power pole, we can have the electricity. Okay? So if you see a power pole near your house, you should know that has electricity. And you shouldn't touch the power poles. You shouldn't try to climb up to power poles. It is really bad. It is really dangerous. Okay? Perfect. So next one is renewable energy sources. What does it mean? Okay, so we learn about power stations, right? Power stations have electricity. But also, we can have renewable energy sources. What does it mean, renewable? Renewable. Renewable means that you can use this energy over and over again. It never stops. Why doesn't stop? I'm going to talk about that. Okay, so renewable energy sources are those that can be used over and over again. Okay, so examples of energy sources are the sun, wind, running water, and geothermal energy. Over here you can see, guys, renewable energy sources: sun, wind, running water, and geothermal energy. We can see the picture. Let's talk about number one first. Number one is the sun. Why does the sun renewable energy source? I tell you why. Because we have the sun every day, right? We wake up in the morning and we can see the sun. So we can have energy from the sun. Some power stations, they use the energy from the sun to produce electricity, to produce energy and power for us. Okay? Another one is, number two is wind. What is a wind? Wind is basically air. Sometimes it is so windy before the rain or after the rain or during raining. It can be so windy. Okay? Or if you go up to mountains, it can be so windy and cold, right? So wind also doesn't stop. Wind, we have wind all the time. That's why wind can be renewable. Number three is going to be running water. What is a running water? The water is not running. It doesn't mean like that. Running water means moving water, like a waterfalls. You see the picture? This picture is a picture of waterfall. The waterfall has running water, moving water. So some power stations, they use running water to produce electricity. And the last one, number four, is geothermal energy. What does it mean? It means that we have the earth, right? The center of the earth, the center of the world has so hot, okay? Has so much energy. It is super hot. So it has energy all the time. This kind of power stations, geothermal power stations, they use this kind of energy from the center of the earth to produce electricity power. Okay? So we can have renewable energy sources like this: sun, wind, running water, geothermal energy. Okay? Perfect. Next one is going to be the non-renewable energy sources. What do I mean by that? Non-renewable. Non-renewable. It means, do you remember the renewable? You can use it over and over again. It never stops, like sun, right? But non-renewable energy sources, when you use it, they cannot be replaced, okay? They will run out eventually. For example, we can give an example of coal, okay? Number one, okay, non-renewable energy sources. Number one is the coal. What is a coal? I'm sure you've seen coal before. The coal, we use it to make a fire. Do you know that? We use coal in our daily life, but coal cannot be replaced. So that's why it is a non-renewable energy source. Okay? And another one is natural gas. Number two. Number two is natural gas. You know gas, right? We use gas when we are cooking. We use gas to heat up. In some countries are really cold. They use natural gas to make the room hotter. Okay? So natural gas is also non-renewable. When you use it, you cannot renew. It run out. Okay? Another one is number three is petrol. What is a petrol? You know the petrol. The cars need petrol to move, right? If the cars doesn't have petrols or motorcycles, it cannot work. Petrol is an energy source that cars or motorcycles or different kind of transportations like trucks, the other kind of transportation vehicles use petrol. Okay, so how these non-renewable energy sources happen? You might see the pictures on top. Do you see these dinosaur pictures? These are the dinosaurs fossils. Okay, fossil means dinosaurs lived so many millions years ago and they died, and then they buried under the ground. Years passed. Now they have some kind of energy underground from their fossils. So that's why coal, natural gas, and petrol is called as fossil fuels. Over here, guys. Fossil fuels. Okay. So we finished the class. But before that, I'm going to give you some questions. Which is, wait a second, let's scroll down. Which is going to be your homework. Yay! Do you like homeworks? I think you don't like homeworks, but it's okay. You can do it. It is pretty easy. Don't worry about that. So when you do this homework, I want you to write these questions on your notebook. If you can do that, you will learn faster. Okay? You can do it, guys. So what are the questions? You are going to fill in the blanks, which means we have the words over here. Okay? We have the renewable, non-renewable, energy, fossil fuels, and wind. What was renewable? Renewable, you can use it over and over again. Non-renewable is you cannot use it over and over again. Once you use it, it will run out. Energy, you know the meaning of energy. Fossil fuels, do you remember the dinosaurs? Those are the fossil fuels. Wind, wind is the one, the air, okay? So you're going to fill in the blanks in 5 questions. You can do it. If you cannot do it, I want you to watch this video again so that you can find the answers. Next lesson, next week, I'm going to give you the answers so we can continue study electricity. Okay, guys, perfect. So I will say goodbye to you. I hope you enjoy the class and have a good day or weekend or week. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.